three nuclear facilities in Iran struck by Moabs from the United States military in an order that President Donald Trump gave to strike Iran. This is going to be an interesting play internationally as the president works to end the Iranian nuclear capabilities. While you've got Iran and Israel going back and forth after the October 7th attack from Hamas on Israel and the ongoing war that's between those in Gaza and Israel. All of this on the international stage while you've got Ukraine and Russia still in flames against each other, and President Donald Trump saying that he wants to be a peacemaker. But is that what's happening with all the criticism he has received, even from some of his base in the Republican Party? It is Illinois in Focus Daily. I'm Greg Bishop. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Wake up with us each and every weekday morning to get the latest. Of course, over the weekend, big news. President Donald Trump holding a late evening news event over the weekend. Here he is talking about the actions he took in international conflict dealing with Iran's nuclear capabilities.
A short time ago, the U.S. military carried out massive precision strikes on the three key nuclear facilities in the Iranian regime: Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan. Everybody heard those names for years as they built this horribly destructive enterprise. Our objective was the destruction of Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity and a stop to the nuclear threat posed by the world's #1 state sponsor of terror. Tonight, I can report to the world that the strikes were a spectacular military success. Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated. Iran, the bully of the Middle East, must now make peace. If they do not, future attacks will be far greater and a lot easier. For 40 years, Iran has been saying death to America, death to Israel. They have been killing our people, blowing off their arms, blowing off their legs with roadside bombs. That was their specialty. We lost over 1,000 people, and hundreds of thousands throughout the Middle East and around the world have died as a direct result of their hate. In particular, so many were killed by their general, Qasem Soleimani. I decided a long time ago that I would not let this happen. It will not continue. I want to thank and congratulate Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu. We worked as a team like perhaps no team has ever worked before. And we've gone a long way to erasing this horrible threat to Israel. With all of that being said, this cannot continue. There will be either peace or there will be tragedy for Iran far greater than we have witnessed over the last 8 days. Remember, there are many targets left.
So Trump laying out there the rationale as to why he struck Iran in three different locations with bunker busters, essentially. This is, again, really split people, even in the Republican Party. You're seeing it on X with the pointing back and forth about, are we going to start another forever war? Donald Trump said that he wasn't going to do that, was critical of Iran and Afghanistan and those protracted conflicts, those long-term conflicts. Is that what's going to happen here? There's some significant concerns, including within the libertarian wing of the Republican base that supported Trump. But what about Illinois congressional members? It's always good to kind of tap into what they have to say about these things, because number one, they represent you here in Illinois, and then number two, there's congressional oversight on war making, and the War Powers Act does give some latitude to the chief executive, the commander-in-chief, president of the United States, to take certain types of actions. But typically, Congress likes to have that oversight role and to see what's going on. So let's go ahead and check out some of the ex posts here from members of Congress. Here is Rajna Krishnamurthy, a Democrat member of Congress from Illinois. He said his statement is, I've said it before and I'll say it again, Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. Cannot. Which is why President Trump's decision to pull out of the Iran nuclear deal is proving to be a grave mistake. However, the president also cannot take unilateral military action in Iran without congressional approval. We must pursue a diplomatic resolution to protect the American troops, our interests in the region, and global peace. As I return to Washington this week, and as a senior member of the House Intelligence Committee, I will seek detailed information regarding this developing situation. So that's Congressman Raja Krishnamurthy in their statement. Congressman Mike Quigley, another Democrat, he says that Donald Trump was elected to end wars, not start new ones. Now he has involved our nation in a conflict that the vast majority of Americans do not wish to be part of. Worse, he's putting our service members in the region in grave danger and increasing the likelihood of an attack on U.S. soil. Iran is one of the largest state sponsors of terrorism in the world, and I believe preventing them from developing a nuclear weapon is critical to global security. The way to accomplish this goal is through diplomacy. But obviously, the White House says that they've tried diplomacy, and diplomacy has not been accepted by Iran. And that has led to what President Trump said. He's done trying to make a deal and has taken the steps he's taken. We also have here a little bit of a video clip that Tammy Duckworth, congressperson from Illinois, the junior U.S. senator, she said that Trump wants to bang his war chest. This is from the People's Cabinet, a short clip here of Tammy Duckworth. Let's go ahead and tune in and see what she had to say here. All right.
I think he is the lead person drumming on the drums of war. I think Trump thinks this is a good thing. I think he wants to be seen as strong and wants to be seen, he wants to thump his chest and is itching to use America as military might somewhere around the world. And that is not in the interest of the United States. Now, do I think Israel has a right to defend herself? Yes. Do I think that Iran should not be pursuing a nuclear arsenal? I agree with that. But Trump is the guy that put us out of the Iran nuclear deal. So if we're here, it's because Trump did that.
So obviously, a lot of criticism of Trump getting out of the Iran nuclear deal from years ago that allowed them to have some uranium enrichment capacities, but not necessarily to the extent of where you would be able to make a weapon. So those are just some of the statements from members of Congress over the weekend. Mike Bost, he just simply shared this image of President Donald Trump saluting and a graphic from Truth Social where he, shared an American flag. You got Congresswoman Nikki Budzinski says, my top priority will always be the safety and security of the American people. While Iran must not be allowed to become a nuclear power, we cannot afford to be drawn into another endless war that places American service members in harm's way. The Constitution's clear. The power to declare war lies with Congress. Any escalation must be deliberated and authorized by the legislative branch in full consultation with the American people and their elected representatives. This is not only a legal obligation, it's a democratic imperative. This administration must be transparent and put the safety of our service members, of the American people, and all our allies above all else. It goes on. You've got others who are posting their comments. Congressman Jonathan Jackson posted this on X, says the current situation in the Middle East is deeply troubling. I have long maintained that Iran must never be allowed to possess nuclear weapons, nor should any nation in the region. Diplomacy, not unilateral military action, must guide our approach to preventing nuclear proliferation. I supported the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action negotiated through U.S. leadership in the partnership with our allies, which, while imperfect, it was the most effective means of restraining Iran's nuclear ambitions at the time. President Trump's decision to unilaterally withdraw from the deal against the counsel of our allies undermined global security and allowed Iran to resume uranium enrichment at alarming levels. Goes on to criticize Israel and the preemptive strike on Iran and so on. So you can kind of see where the lines are being drawn here, at least with some members of Congress. And it goes on from there. You've got Senator Dick Durbin also chiming in. He posted on X. During his first term, President Trump killed the Iran nuclear deal, which required mandatory inspections and invited this dangerous situation. Iran, without inspectors, appears to have been developing dangerous weapon-grade material. And now President Trump's actions in bombing Iran puts the U.S. on the brink of a wider war in the Middle East, all without constitutionally required congressional approval. Our recent experiences in Iraq should be a stark reminder of becoming embroiled in wars in the Middle East. So you can go on from there. Let's take a look at some of the other things that have been said about this when it comes to the steps that President Trump took over the weekend. You've got Democrats very, very critical of this. And Representative Mike Bost, earlier we shared with you just a graphic he had, but also over the weekend he posted this. He said, "I trust President Trump made the decision to target Iran's nuclear program tonight due to intelligence that indicates the regime was within reach of developing nuclear weapons that could threaten the lives of American citizens and U.S. troops stationed across the globe." Bost, a Southern Illinois Republican, said President Trump showed the strength to ensure that never happens. The president will be addressing the nation. So he goes on from there. Obviously, Mike Bost, a Republican, supporting President Donald Trump's decisions here. Some other things that also I think you need to be aware of in Illinois in particular is Governor J.B. Pritzker. He says he's keeping an eye on any kind of developments and any kind of problems there may be from any threat coming out of Iran to the United States. Let's see what he had to say over the weekend on X, putting out statements that he is focused and getting updates from Illinois State Police. Here's some of what the governor had to say. "At my request, federal authorities, Illinois State Police, and local law enforcement have kept me updated on any potential physical and cyber threats to the homeland that could affect Illinois. Will remain vigilant and publicly communicate if there are related incidents or concerns." And that was posted almost 20 hours ago. So there you go. There's some of the reaction in Illinois from members of Congress and Governor J.B. Pritzker when it comes to the actions that President Donald Trump took over the weekend, launching several mass ordnance devices, MOABs, to knock out deep penetrating bombs. Some 30 meters, apparently, is where some of these nuclear facilities were in Iran. And sure we'll get a lot more today as to what kind of damage assessments there was. And then, obviously, all eyes are going to be on what kind of reaction and retaliation there could be from Iran. It is Illinois in Focus Daily. I'm Greg Bishop. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Wake up with us each and every weekday morning to get the latest here in Illinois. And we can keep you posted. Go to the website, thecentersquare.com, and listen in every morning with Illinois in Focus Daily.